just to continue the poem side of things. This is one that we've done most recently at our last Bridgehead staff party and then at our summit. We don't have retreats in our organization, we have summits because there's always challenges to meet and reach. And do you remember how it goes? It's a call and response. Okay, so this is an old style of song, and it strikes me that when we start to talk about, you know, a vision for the city or where we want things to go, it is a call and response. You know, that there's always seeds of change or people that inspire us, and in a way they're making a call, and we just have to be open to hearing it, and then we need to respond in that way, and that's sort of where this song comes from. And we invite you guys to join along with it. You did a really good job on the beautiful and the L, so I know we can do it. So here we go. I can feel my heart beat.
I can feel my heart beat.
Beating to the rhythm of a freedom song.
Beating to the rhythm of a freedom song.
When I feel my heart beating in me.
When I feel my heart beating in me.
I can set my spirit free.
I can set my spirit free.
One more time. I can feel my heart beat.
I can feel my heart beat.
Beating to the rhythm of a freedom song.
Beating to the rhythm of a freedom song.
When I feel my heart beating in me.
When I feel my heart beating in me.
I can set my spirit free.
I can set my spirit free.
One more time. Okay, you guys lead and we'll respond.
All right.
I can
feel my heart beat.
I can feel my heart beat to the rhythm of a freedom song. Beating to the rhythm of a freedom song. When I feel my heart beating in me.
I feel my heart
Beating in me. I can set my spirit free. I can set my spirit free. Woo! Good job, everybody. Jen, thanks again. Every day, in terms of our immediate families, our connectedness to the people we treat as sort of chosen family, to the people that we work with, to the organizations of other families and other colleagues, in terms of our activities in our community that we all share, and it is a common community that we share, is that it depends, you know, which way do you want to feed your wolf. And for me at Bridgehead, it's joining Bridgehead and how we kind of operate. I try to treat that as the which wolf am I feeding at any given day. And sometimes I feed my bad wolf. You know, we all do to a certain extent. And I have to keep reminding myself to feed the good wolf, you know, going forward. But I wanted to start kind of with that. It's really nice to see Greet Hale here. You keep being, you're 80. It's what we're going to do. But to recognize you. But my father, for a long time, had worked with Greet's sister Jean, and I can remember as a young kid talk about community, and I can remember both Jean and then my father saying, you know, that the region of Ottawa is one of the most special places in the world. And it is. You know, it is in terms of its confluence of rivers coming together, in terms of the vision that early planners had around our green belt, the vision around the Gatineau Park that we have. We have an incredible abundance in terms of the natural landscape around us. And we also have just an incredible community that's being built here. And I think that we have to continue to kind of you know, think about where that's come from. And where it's come from is people building social capital together. And by choosing to work together and to choose to recognize what are challenges that the community faces and then coming together to meet those challenges. But it's building the social networks and building the connectedness between the various players that can help to solve the region's problems, and building that social capital that's going to continue to propel us forward and make right choices. And in a small way, you know, that's what I feel our Bridgehead coffee houses do, is we may not be the leaders in terms of setting the agenda, but we see you coming and having your meetings. You know, we know what you're up to. And we applaud that, because it's, in a way, we feel that we're creating spaces. One of the things that we've had to do over time is to think about, well, how many seats should we put in our coffee houses? And this may seem a bit mundane, but if I was a larger profit-oriented, profit maximization kind of company, we would really focus on takeout. We'd put in drive-thrus, and we would, if we were that kind of company, but we're not. But we would, and we would try to limit the number of seats. We'd use vinyl or a plastic seat, there, and we'd want you in and out. And we, maximizing our profit. But that's not what we do. And in fact, in the last number of shops that we've opened, we've actually tried to put in more seats. And in a way, it's because it's kind of an employee a few years ago said to me, this thing, it's almost like we're the Village Well again. And that in the days where people would go to the Village Well and collect their water, they would have, some public contact. They would share some words. They'd have a sense of, just a vague sense of community through that action. And that's what we do. And so, in fact, we will probably pay $20,000 a year more rent to take out the extra footprint, and then we got to replace the fabric and the seating, because you sit in there a lot, and and you spill your coffee sometimes. But it's sort of a cost of doing business, because business isn't just business. Business is about, it doesn't occur in a vacuum. It occurs as part of a social fabric of community. And in a way, I think we definitely view ourselves as helping to build the social capital in Ottawa. Really? I'm just kidding. No, just kidding. Yeah. Okay. I'll change gears a little bit here. So, in terms of looking ahead, and in terms of personal sort of vision for Ottawa, I would love us for Ottawa to become one of the most sustainable places to live. And the things that concern me are, do cities in Canada or cities anywhere, more than half of the world's population are now living in cities, and yet they're the most underfunded governments around. And and I think ahead, there's 40 years. I would hope that what we would see is tax reform. Frankly, such that the cities can have some capacity to actually plan and execute in a way that makes more sense. In terms of our infrastructure here, there was a thing in the Globe about Bruce Mao going to Sudbury and how he turned the thinking on its head, that instead of thinking of a city as a place to put parks in, think of your city as a park to put a city in. And I think that kind of planning is really important for Ottawa. Our greenbelt structure that's here, I would hope that we would continue. I'm very concerned that Ottawa's becoming hollowed out in terms of its core. And of course that has implications in terms of new services and tax burdens and all those things, but I won't get into that in a lot of detail. It's not my area of expertise, but it's a big concern for me. And so when I look ahead to 2049, I hope that we see increased densification inside the core, and that our core continues to become vital, and that we still feel like we're a city in a park and not succumbing to sprawl. That way, and I'll stop there. So, all right. Thanks. Keep drinking coffee. Yeah.